Hello and welcome to Fantastic Dimensions. I've got a little something different for you today. Today I'm going to do a cocktail recipe. Now, how is this related to role-playing games and my channel here, you might ask? Well, quite simply, I started a new campaign yesterday using Lamentations of the Flame Princess, and it's set in the Caribbean around 1650 AD. So it's got a very nautical theme. Absolutely, I nailed it when I said that the player characters would go pirate before the end of the first session, and they did not disappoint on that aspect. So I wanted to have a period-appropriate drink to enjoy during the session to get in the spirit of the game. In fact, I made a reward kind of system, well, like just a little incentive, I guess it were, that anybody who showed up to the game drinking rum would get a little experience point bonus as well. And so that was just a little bit of fun that we could have with the game. So I'm making grog based on the kind of very first grog recipe that was instituted, I believe, by the Royal Navy, because they found that giving the pirates, or sorry, not the pirates, but the sailors, giving the Navy sailors a pint of rum, which they were allowed to have, I think, one half of it before lunch and then one half of it at the end of the day. They found that the sailors were getting too drunk, so they decided to thin it out using water. So actually, the very first grog recipe was simply 1 part rum to 2 parts water. So you can see I've got my rum here. I've got some Sea Dog dark rum, and I've got some Irish Spring water as well. Now, for sailors or crews who performed particularly well and were deserving of a bit of an extra reward or incentive, they were also given sugar and lime. So I'm doing this with one hand as I hold the camera. So I've already put the sugar into my pint glass. This is an imperial pint, so it's a 20-ounce glass. And I've got my lime here. I've got a half of a lime that I've cut, basically the lime into quarters, but I'm only going to use half of one. So I'm going to fill the glass up 1/3 of the way with rum. And I'm thinking that's about right. Now, I'm going to give the sugar a bit of a stir. I'm using like extra fine brown muscovado sugar here anyway, so it should dissolve quite easily. But just let's give it a bit of a stir there. Okay. Put some lime juice in, so I'll take my lime wedges here. I'll squeeze them in to release the juice. Okay. And the second one. So you may notice this is very kind of similar to a mojito, and I think quite possibly this might have been the origin of what's the now very popular cocktail known as a mojito. So there we go, we've got our sugar, rum, and lime. I'm going to add ice to keep it cold. Now, I'm sure they didn't have ice on the ship, so this is maybe not authentic, but I don't like drinking warm cocktails personally. So I don't know, maybe they did have some forms of refrigeration in the 17th century, 18th century, but I'm not so sure about that, honestly. I wouldn't count on it. Okay, and then top it off with water. And just for appearance's sake, I will take one of my lime wedges, drop it on top, and there we have it. So, 17th century grog, ladies and gentlemen, to go along with your nautical-themed Caribbean campaign. Cheers!